We sometimes cut ourselves while sharpening a pencil, bruise our knees, twist our ankle, or fall during play. Such incidents cause minor injuries. But when a vehicle hits someone, or when someone falls from a height, or gets a severe electric shock, the injuries caused are serious. These incidents are called accidents. Victims of accidents need medical help. The immediate treatment that is given before any medical help arrives is called first aid. If small children see an accident, they should immediately call their elders. They should not themselves give first aid or medical treatment because that requires training. Children are not expected to give first aid, but they should know about it. Helping accident victims is one way of doing social work. Let us see what first aid must be given in case of injuries, burns, bleeding, sunstroke, giddiness, electric shock, etc. Cuts and wounds. When we cut or scratch ourselves, the skin breaks and bleeds. If the wound is superficial, it is said to be a minor injury, but a deep wound is a serious one. First aid. The wound is washed with clean water. A germicidal medicine is applied on it. Any piece of iron or glass embedded in the wound is removed if it is easily possible to do so. If the injured person is bleeding profusely, the wound is bandaged and the person is moved to a hospital immediately. Fractures. A fall from a height or a road accident causes injuries. In addition, it may cause fractures or broken bones. Unbearable pain and noticeable change in the shape of the injured part due to swelling are the symptoms of a fractured or broken bone. First aid. The part with the fractured bone is immobilized. If possible, a splint is used to support the injured part to help immobilization. The injured person is made comfortable. He or she is taken to the hospital immediately. Giddiness. Some people may feel giddy as a result of extreme exertion, weakness, or being out in the hot sun for a long time. First aid. The person is made to sit down or, if possible, to lie down. He or she is given water with sugar or something to drink. If the spell of giddiness continues or happens again and again, the person needs medical treatment and is therefore taken to a doctor. Scalds and burns. When the skin comes in contact with very hot vapor, it gets scalded. Scalding causes redness of the skin and may also cause blisters. The scalded part feels a stinging pain. Contact with a hot object also causes scalding. Burns are caused by fire or by strong corrosive chemicals. First aid. Cold water is poured over the scald or burnt part. If the person's clothes are on fire, first of all, the fire is put out by pouring water on it. If water is not handy, the fire is put out by throwing a blanket or thick rug on the person's body. Clothes are removed from the burnt or scalded parts, and those parts are covered with clean cloth. clothes stuck to the burns are not pulled away. A doctor is called in at once to treat a person with burns or scalds. If the person has serious burns, he or she is taken to a hospital immediately. Earlier, it was believed that water should not be poured on a burn or a scald. A blanket or rug would be used to put out the burning clothes of a person who had caught fire. This made the injured or burns go deeper. Now, however, we are advised to pour a lot of water on a person's burns or on his or her clothes if they are on fire. This not only puts out the fire but also prevents the burns from going deeper. The firefighters. Firefighters have to pass through fires. They wear clothes made from a special kind of material. This material is made from cotton fibers and is covered with a thin film of a fireproof substance. These clothes do not catch fire even when they are close to a fire or flames. Some workers wear clothes which have a thin, skinny outer coating of metal. The outside heat does not pass through these clothes even when one enters fire. Sunstroke. Being out in the hot sun for a long time can cause giddiness, headache, vomiting, difficulty in breathing, and even unconsciousness. These harmful effects of very hot sun are together called sunstroke. Sunstroke can be caused especially when the head and the back of the neck are exposed to very hot sun for a long time. More cases of sunstroke occur in places where the daytime temperatures rise above 45 degrees centigrade. How to prevent sunstroke? Do not work in the strong sun for long periods of time. If it is necessary to go out in the sun, wear a turban, cap, hat, scarf, or other headgear. Cover the back of the neck also. Wear loose white clothes in the sun. Do not go in the sun unless absolutely necessary. Drink plenty of water. First aid. A person who has had a sunstroke is made to sit in a cool, shady place. A cold compress is applied to the head. He or she is given ORS, oral rehydration solution, to drink. He or she is taken to a hospital or a doctor is called in. Jal Sanjeevani or ORS, oral rehydration solution. ORS or oral rehydration solution is used to make up for the loss of water and salts from the body. It is used for people having diarrhea or dehydration. It is also given to people who are severely burnt. How to prepare ORS? Take 1 liter of water which has been boiled and then cooled. Add to it 8 teaspoonfuls of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. Add some lemon juice to it to improve its taste. Stir this mixture well and give this to drink at regular intervals. Accidents caused by electricity. Contact with live electric wires or with damaged electrical gadgets can cause electric shock. A mild shock can make a person unconscious. A severe shock can even cause death. Precautions against electric shock. Do not play with electrical gadgets. They should be handled only under adult supervision. During the rainy season, there is greater danger from electric poles and snapped wires. one should stay away from them. If sparks are seen flying from electric wires, call an adult immediately. Stay away from pylons of high-tension cables. In any accident related to electricity, the first thing to do is to switch off the electric current. If a person gets stuck to an electric wire on touching it, he or she should be pulled away using a dry wooden object. Gloves made of insulating material should be used while doing electrical work. Do not directly touch a person who is stuck to an electric wire, pole, etc. First, put off the main switch to stop the electric current and pull or push the person away using a dry wooden stick with a crook. The rescuer's hand should be dry at this time. Snake bite. Cases of snake bite often occur in fields or forests. If the snake is non-poisonous, there is not much danger, but immediate treatment is necessary if the snake is poisonous. Teeth marks can be seen at the site of the bite. The victim feels great pain, the bitten part becomes bluish and swollen. First aid. A tourniquet is tied above the site of the snake bite. A cut is made at the site using a new razor blade to allow blood to flow out. This causes the poison to flow out of the body with the blood. The wound is washed with a solution of potassium permanganate and its crystals are pressed on the wound. The victim is taken to a doctor for an injection of anti-venom.